So let's get into the video gaming industry news. Now, as I said, I'm just one person, and so this is a react show. That means I am reacting to news from news outlets. I follow a bunch of different gaming industry news outlets, and I go through their articles, and I'm reacting to their articles. I'm reading their articles, and I'm showcasing you their articles. So this is a reaction news show. I've been accused, oh, you're just showing other people's articles. It's like, yeah, motherfuckers, everybody else does too. I'm just reacting to the news, and this is where I get the news. And this is how I get my news. And I conglomerate all in one spot to make it easier for you. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, all you fanboys of Grand Theft Auto and the Grand Theft Auto franchise, all you fanboys of Rockstar Games, talked about this in depth for the past few weeks' news shows, and it's still ongoing. I got articles here from Rock Paper Shotgun, GameIndustry.biz, and another one from GameIndustry.biz. I'll just read off the headlines. Amidst ongoing legal proceedings, Rockstar developers have publicly formed a union with the IWGB. Rockstar versus the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, a timeline of events so far from GameIndustry.biz, very good news outlet. Rockstar employees form a union amid ongoing legal battles. Rockstar Game Workers Union is a subsidiary of Independent Workers Union of Great Britain. This is funny and sad. This shouldn't be required. If you like Rockstar and you like their games, don't buy them. Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive, its owner, are fucking pieces of shit. They are the perfect example of what a piece of shit corporation is, and textbook example of how pieces of shit corporations behave. And so we will give Rockstar Games the donkey. This is for you, Take-Two Interactive. This is for you, Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games has a long history of bad behavior, of padding prices to make it look like their sales were larger than they are, shipping product that no one asked for to make it look like their product shipped was more than it actually was, union busting, and this is their latest union busting thing with them firing people last October they fired people who were trying to form a union, they try to say it was for revealing industry secrets, but really it was just they were trying to form a union. But this has been going on for a while, and so we've been talking about it a lot in the news for the past 3 weeks. But today we can report that it is official. The union has been formed. Now this union is trying to get, justice for the 30-something employees that Rockstar fired. That's right. See these people right here? This is everybody. Where's the volume at? This is just loud. These are all the people that got fired, and what you're looking at is riots and protests out of every Rockstar division around the fucking globe. That's right. This is footage of these protests that have been going on since this has happened. Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive is a piece of shit fucking corporation. Do not buy their game. Do not buy GTA 6. If you buy GTA 6, you see all these people that are protesting out there? If you buy GTA 6, when Rockstar fired these people, these are a lot of people who had visas to live in the country where they were working for Rockstar. They lost their visas. They lost their homes. And many of them had like pets and stuff, and their kids were in schools and shit. You see what I'm saying? Their whole lives were upended Because all they wanted was fucking justice, because Rockstar has a long history of overworking their employees just to fucking grind and not compensating them fairly. And it's not that the employees don't like what they do. It's not that they don't like working the long hours. They just want to be compensated fairly for the hours they do work. These are all the people. These are employees. This is the people who make your game. These are all the these are the faces of these are the real faces of the people who make your game. These are the real faces of people who make Grand Theft Auto. This is them. Do not buy any more Rockstar games. Do not buy Grand Theft Auto 6. And all you fucking role players out there with the creator driven content in these games, like GTA 6 is going to be set up as, with the role-playing servers and community, this is what you motherfuckers supporting. You are supporting a company that fires people for no reason. You are supporting a company that pads their numbers. You are supporting a company who has a history of union-busting tactics, the most recent in the news being just the recent in the endeavors. So, yeah, once you think about where you spend your money on this game that's probably going to be $120 when it gets released. Fuck Rockstar. Fuck Take-Two, fuck GTA, and fuck you if you support them and buy their products. All right. That's how we start off the news here at the Flux Reversal Show. Moving right along. Recent news from Xbox. New Xbox CEO says successful platforms must have exclusive content and is looking at that very closely as Halo and Fable prepare to jump to PS5. Halo? Yeah, you forget Halo was originally an Xbox Microsoft product, guys. Ashish Sharma, new CEO of Xbox, commits to resetting Xbox, prioritizing exclusivity and addressing AI and new strategy. Xbox CEO says we have to reset the business to be where the world. So, all these articles are talking about a recent interview that she had at Bloomberg, where she was really grilled hard, and she has mentioned this before, but with PlayStation and Sony kind of not doing cross-platform titles so much, and doing from here on out doing console-only exclusives, Xbox is examining that. But what she said in this interview is like they're not going to do everything be Xbox exclusive like PlayStation is doing with PlayStation, or like what Sony's doing with PlayStation. The Xbox is going to be more like they're going to assess it on a title-by-title basis. And from that, I mean, it sounds like the titles they know they're going to be fucking bangers, they're probably going to keep console only. And the ones they think that won't do so well, they're probably going to make cross-platform. That's what I gathered from reading between the lines. But she said basically that she admits we are number 2. We're not number 1 in consoles. We know we're not number 1. We'd like to be, and we're going to strive to be as we make these changes moving forward. It is the kind of rhetoric she was spewing, but she addresses that's why she immediately lowered the cost of some games in the Game Pass recently. So that's what I took from these headlines and this article, which I did read. It's just a lot of rhetoric. Nothing really applies. It's just numbers and shit and rhetoric, mostly how they normally do. But what did stick out was that statement about console exclusives. And I think that's just purely in response to Sony doing console exclusives. Maybe there was some type of agreement where just people release each other's games on each other's platforms so everybody can make money, but looks like Sony is like, yeah, no more, and so Xbox is okay, no more then. I mean, it works for Switch. Shit, it's working for the Switch too. PlayStation first-party game sales were in decline for 5 years straight. This from Game Rant. Going on to talk about PlayStation and Sony now. From IGN, PlayStation State of Play showcases flooded by demands of Destiny 3. That's right. This week we had 2 huge game showcases. One of them from the PlayStation State of Play. The other one was the Steam Summer Game Fest. But the whole PlayStation State of Play was... everything was fucking muted by the fact that this is all they heard. Destiny 3 everywhere. Destiny 3. New data shows Sony has been selling fewer and fewer copies every year regarding PlayStation exclusives since 2020. PlayStation 5 hardware sales is dropped dramatically compared to Xbox. So this data just being released by, what was the organization? Where's the organization? Now, there's all these regionally based organizations and stuff that are always in global and stuff that are always releasing numbers on top. Yeah, they're all similar. But that's where this data comes from. It's a private data collecting agency. This wasn't directly from Sony, but they're trying to say this is probably why Sony has recently announced that they will be moving forward with console exclusives on their PlayStation going forward to the future. And that's because they've been losing sales. We didn't know that. We thought Sony was making money, but they haven't been making money. So this is kind of like, okay, if you're not making money, we see. We thought you were doing this just to be greedy. No, you're losing money. PlayStation published game sales have been on the decline for 5 years, essentially since 2020. A trend like this is in line with the anecdotal observation gamers have led to complaints about Sony's lack of first-party output during the PS5 generation. Yeah, I guess when you have lack of output, the numbers are going to be down. They're relying on cross-platform titles a lot, looks like. So here's PlayStation State of Play. It was live on Twitch, and here's what the Twitch feed looked like. The Sony PlayStation State of Play live on Twitch. This is the Twitch feed. We want Destiny 3, Destiny 3, Destiny 3. Everything is Destiny 3. They're not making Destiny 3. They have announced they have no plans of making Destiny 3, and this is in response to them saying, we're shutting down Destiny 2. So that was the PlayStation State of Play. And all the shit they announced was unappealing. I mean, they're all console exclusives, so I didn't really talk about any of them in this week's gaming news because there was a shitload of games announced in the PlayStation State of Play, but they're all console only. One of the big ones that was supposed to be the headliner was the new Wolverine game, but it's just a fucking redundant, regurgitated IP from a genre. I mean, it's overdone. Nobody wants to see it, and the game wasn't received well. Not well at all. You can go look at the reviews right now. It's not received well at all. The biggest complaint is why Wolverine doesn't have a healing suit? The fuck? Oh, he did in this game. That's not fucking Marvel lore. Okay, yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah, just fucking. It was supposed to be their like main game announcement from the PlayStation State of Play, and it's fucking flop, bro. I mean, it's got good numbers, people playing it. They're not like super hating on it, but it's not. It's just average. It's average. It's fucking average. Just making fucking average games. Yeah. So that's what went on with the PlayStation State of Play. And we were just talking about Nintendo Switch. Switch 2 sales. Now, I normally don't talk about consoles, like I said, and mobile, but we will today for a reason. Switch 2 sales dropped 87% in Japan following surge ahead of cost revisions. Yeah, the $50 price spike. Nintendo finally developing replaceable batteries. So I didn't know this. I didn't know once the battery was dead on the fucking Switch, the Switch was fucking dead. Or you got to send it in to get it replaced or some shit. So they're making replaceable batteries, but they're not just doing it just to be nice people. There was a law put in place in the EU. Then Nintendo has redesigned the Switch 2 so you can replace the battery yourself. Nintendo announces this is to meet the new regulations set up by the EU for waste reduction. Switch 2 is a great looking device, bro. Nice slimline device. It's pretty large. It's larger than you think, man. You can hold the Switch 2 next to like the Steam Deck, and it's pretty large. The new OLED is a pretty large device. A lot more thin. So yeah, that's the only reason why Nintendo is doing this with the Switch 2. They're not doing it because they're a good company, because they care about the environment. They're doing it because the law says they have to. So, yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. Oh my God. Embrasure. Look at this. Here's an article about Embrasure that accurately articulates my sentiment, which is the conclusion I had come to. I had never seen this conclusion anywhere before from any major news outlets. Never. I theorized this and came up with my own perspective on this situation. And this is the first time ever have I seen it articulated the way I articulate it. This is from Games Radar. After a $2 billion mess, literally a mess, that saw thousands of layoffs, with many studios and games shut down, and created a trend in the industry to make it popular to create bullshit rhetoric and bullshit reasons to lay off people industry-wide, because you created FOMO. Embrasure CEO hopes trust in the company is improving. No, nobody fucking trusts any goddamn corporation. Fuck you. This is the new CEO, not Lars, to do the crazy. So I'm going to give you a quick history. What kind of piece of shit fucking Embrasure is. This is going to tell you that you don't. This anecdote that I'm going to give you is going to display that you don't have to be intelligent to have lots of money. You don't have to be intelligent to be in control of lots of money. None of that matters when you command millions and billions of dollars. You can be a stupid fuck just like Lars, the old Embrasure CEO. So, everybody remember COVID? Everybody was at home watching movies, playing games on the fucking internet all the goddamn time. This created a fucking huge spike in the market for digital goods. Live streaming, hours viewed on platforms, fucking just went through the goddamn roof. This fucking idiot, Lars, old CEO of Lars. Yeah, here we go, images. Look at this fucking piece of shit. This motherfucker. This piece of shit. This motherfucker, it didn't dawn on him that these good numbers, he was looking at charts and graphs. He's like, oh man, look, everybody's buying video games now. Everybody's playing video games now. The stupid cunt didn't stop to fucking think that it's caused because everybody's at home. That's why there was a spike in the market. That's why there was a sharp uptick for a fat minute in the market, because it was COVID. This idiot didn't realize that. You know what this fucking idiot does? He's like, oh no, it's the wave of the future. This idiot went around sucking up every goddamn fucking independent studio, every independent company, buying IPs, publishers, developers, just going on a fucking buying spree. Blam, 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 just buying fucking everybody, offering people more money than that had ever been offered in their life for their products and their fucking intellectual properties, bro. Just fucking left and right. Meanwhile, the rest of the industry is like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why is this dude buying up everything? Why the fuck is this guy going around fucking just eating everything up, all these popular companies and titles? Why is that guy doing this? Nobody knew. But what these fuckers, all these fuckers at these other goddamn corporations do, they didn't want to be late to the party. Nope. They didn't want to miss the train on this one. Whatever this guy knew, whatever information this guy was operating on, these guys, everybody was like, man, what's going on? So everybody else started doing it. This guy, Embrasure, started buying shit up. That's when Sony absorbed fucking Bungie. Yes. Everybody started going around sucking up and buying shit, right? They didn't know this guy was a fucking idiot. They didn't know this guy's a donkey. They didn't know this guy's a donkey. This guy doesn't know anything. And if you're one of the fucking hedge fund stupid fucks that gave this guy your money, boo on you too, you stupid cunt, because you were a part of the problem. So all these unintelligent corporations and game companies, out of FOMO, started doing what this guy was doing. And that's what created the bubble that broke. All these independent studios were suddenly getting more money than they ever seen. Getting financing that they'd only dreamed of. The bubble busted. And you know what happened? Embracer almost went broke. All this shit that fucking Embracer gobbled up, they fucking broke up, separated, and sold back off and kept just a little bit. They totally fucking did what like corporate wolves do. You buy up a company and you fucking dissect it, break it up into pieces, and keep the good shit for yourself. That's exactly what Embracer did. They're responsible for setting a trend of layoffs, because once they started laying off people when the bubble busted, everybody else started laying off. And not only did they start laying off, they were regurgitating the exact same fucking rhetoric this goddamn idiot had fucking created. Literally word for word, verbatim. And you're still hearing the effects of that shit fucking today in the industry. That's right. That's right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Fuck this guy. Fuck Embracer. Don't buy another Borderlands game ever, because the people who created it don't even own it anymore. That fucker you're looking at does. Woo! Preach it, Flux. Moving right along. Hey, we're not done talking about shitty corporations. We are not done talking about shitty corporations. We haven't talked about Ubisoft today yet. we haven't talked about Ubisoft yet. Okay. So, you hear me talk about all the time the Stop Killing Games initiative. It's in France, getting pushed for in France. It's in California. I think it's somewhere else, some in EU. Like these, it's got this 3 fronts, and in each one of these locations, they're using the game The Crew. The Crew was an Ubisoft game. All right, and they shut The Crew down. And this lawsuit, it could have been any game that got shut down. It could have been any fucking game. But I guess The Crew was the most popular, largely populated franchise or game or title. So there's legal, there's like these legal bodies are meeting amongst themselves, like Parliament, or like in the United States, they'll create like a little committee of lawmakers to tackle these problems. Well, apparently the CEO of fucking Ubisoft was like, you know what? I know one of these meetings is going. I'm just going to show up. And I'm going to crash their fucking party. The CEO showed up to one of these fucking meetings unannounced, uninvited, and just barged the fuck in. Yes. Donkey. Like he had to be there. The timing is impossible to ignore. Stop Killing Games says Ubisoft attended an invitation-only meeting they were not invited to with EU Commission ahead of response to campaign sparked by the Crew shutdown, but it was not invited. Yes. Yes. Ubisoft is now facing legal action over the shutdown of the Crew, including from the French consumer organization, UFC. I can't pronounce in French is not choisir, que choisir, I think is how it's pronounced. Choix has faced legal action in California for the same thing. Stop killing games and moving that hopes to see the future, blah, blah, blah. In case you're out of the loop, blah, blah, blah. Now, in a new post online, Stop Killing Games alleges that Ubisoft CEO attended an invitation-only meeting with the European Commission hosted by Video Game Europe 2 weeks before the EC planned answer to the fucking lawsuit. That's what stands out here. Dude was not invited. In other words, the group wasn't included. In response, the movement includes an open letter. Yeah, it gets real political. The dude just showed up, invited himself. Oh, you're having the meeting? You guys are having a private legal meeting among the state's lawmakers that no one's invited to but lawmakers? I'm the CEO, bro. Fucking, that's some Donald Trump fucking shit there, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Big news this week. I'll tell you why it's big news. Tekken 8 director Koei Akita leaves Bandai Namco just months after Katashori Hadara's exit. Tekken 8 from Rock Paper Shotgun. Same news. Eurogamer. This is IGN. This is Game Informer. So this guy left many months ago to form his own studio. This guy was seen in the United States last week at a Waffle House because he had never been to a Waffle House. These motherfuckers are like the dynamic duo of Tekken. It's like Batman and fucking Robin right here. This guy went and formed his own studio, and he really called VS something, and they don't have any projects. This guy suddenly left too. Now, it isn't clear if they're going to hook up, but that's not speculation. That there could be maybe a new fighting game coming out, because that's what these guys do. That's what these guys do. It's speculated that these two, they're like Batman and Robin. Apparently, they can't live without each other. No official statement yet. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. We're not going to dwell on it too much longer. So while it's a departure, it's not a bad. We got some bad news. VR developer Vertigo Games shutters Amsterdam studio. CEO Richard Stritzler attributes closure to ongoing challenges. So these guys, they don't just make VR games. They make, what other games? What other games was it? A popular game that made some money. I don't want to just rattle off and be wrong. Where's it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Vertigo Games was originally established as Force Field Entertainment in 2015, which was acquired by Vertigo in 2021. The developer was acquired as a subsidiary of Embracer and then was rebranded and sold off in the debacle we just talked about. Yeah, that was industry-wide. There's a lot of people who was affected by Embracer's fucking bullshit. Vertigo Games' recent titles... Here, Metro Awakening. Yeah, Metro Awakening, that was it. Metro Awakening. Their VR title apparently wasn't doing very well, so they had a whole single department that working on just the VR game, and so that's what they closed. They closed their VR studio, which was in Amsterdam. So we hate hearing that. Merge Manson dev Metacore lays off 159 people. Closes studios in Germany and Sweden. We are doing our best to support these team members and finding their next opportunities. Damn. More layoffs. And so many games. I never even heard of this game. So many games out there. Too many games to play. There's just too many games. I've been saying that for fucking years. There's just too many games. Too many. People misinterpreted COVID as like some Fucking great expansion of the industry, man. It's just, man, how could you not see it was a bubble? I knew it was a bubble when I was in it. It's funny how toilet paper sales went up too. I mean, was there more ass wiping going on or less ass wiping now? Just curious. I have more closures, more bad news, guys, from a popular brand. PUBG creator announces studio restructure, stating, "I have reached the limits of how far I can fund this journey." Yeah, this is from Player Unknown, the game Battlegrounds. "We will continue developing our Melba technology with a smaller team while halting further development of Go Way Back." And Go Way Back is a game they released. It was supposed to be like a more realistic version of Minecraft, apparently. PUBG creator Brendan Green halts development on realistic Minecraft survival game, plans to make it free, and is looking to give refunds to people who already paid for it. Yep. Development on Prologue Go Way Back is ending as Player Unknown Productions lays off an unspecified amount of staff. So this is the game on Steam, Prologue Go Way Back. Mixed reviews. There's a free demo, but if you bought it, you'll be getting it for free, getting a refund, and it will be going free to play. It's a single-player game. And the articles goes on to saying how the engine that was made on this game, the Melba technology, that they're going to continue to develop that technology. The game is basically was them using the game as a reason to refine and work on and address bugs and issues of this Melba technology, which is a terrain type of rendering. PUBG creator Brendan Green has announced a studio restructure at Player Unknown Productions, admitting, "I have reached the limits of how far I can finance things," is what he's saying. He's running out of money. When it became an independent studio in 2021, we embarked with 23 employees with our ambitious projects. Unfortunately, we've said that 3 times. "We will continue developing our Melba technology with a smaller team while halting further development on the game itself, which is based on the technology. Our immediate priority is to support our affected employees the best we can. As a consequence of that decision, Player Unknown Production is now investigating offering players." Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it doesn't affect PUBG at all. It only affects this game directly and its development. And they're getting rid of some people. They're getting rid of some employees, unfortunately. They're not saying how many. But it probably has something to do with people that were just working on that or something. Or maybe, I hate saying that maybe someone's role was deemed insignificant, because that really devalues the individual. So I'm real careful about saying that. But that's exactly what happened. It must fucking suck. I mean, even though things like that aren't verbally articulated, can you imagine the way it feels? Game on, motherfuckers! Got 3 articles about some game industry numbers here. ESA Stanley Pierre-Louis: video games are the most popular and successful form of entertainment in the U.S. This is an article talking about some numbers that were released. Average age of U.S. player is 37, with half of all players 35 or older. Report found the average age of U.S. players, blah, blah, blah. Active players are 53% male and 46% female. In the past year, 83% of U.S. households use at least one gaming device. Players spent 21% of their weekly screen time on games, averaging 12 hours weekly. Ooh. Mobile was the most popular platform used by 73% of households, and 80% of players aged 8 and older. Nearly a third of players use mobile exclusively. Overall, 52% of players use PC, 44 console, 10 VR devices. Where's that other statistic? Half of parents allow their children to play games for skill improvement. About 40% do so to encourage social play or because they enjoy. Yeah. Yeah. Where is it? They said they'd rather have the kids playing video games than look at social media. Parents report that games account for a quarter of their children's weekly screen time. Most prefer their children to spend time on video games rather than social media. Fucking amen, bro. Fucking amen. I'm not a Christian. That's just an expression for my Christian culture, society programming. In the past year, 58% of players downloaded a free game. And there's a statistic here. It said a predominantly majority of when it comes to mobile games, more females play mobile games than males, hands down. And I was looking for that number. How are they called Generation Alpha? Generation Alpha is the dumbest generation in 50 years. That's what Generation Alpha. How are they called Generation Alpha? Literally. The average IQ of humanity around the globe has decreased 10 to 15% over the past 40 to 50 years. This is a real measurable fact. So, you want to call the stupidest people in history fucking Generation Alpha? Yes. Hey, if you're unaware of these facts, go look them up. I don't make this shit up. I can't make this stuff up. While this is a statistic that they should talk about on the evening news right there next to fucking job statistics and homelessness and stuff like that and a housing report, yes, but they don't. The average intelligence of humanity has dropped 10 to 15%, depending if you're in a first world or third world country. 10% in first world, 15% in third world countries. This is a scientifically measurable fact. And you want to call you dumbasses fucking Generation Alpha? It was some probably stupid fucking low IQ fuck that coined that term. Fucking walk off a cliff, please. Thank you. Jeez, where's my beer? New Zealand game sector hits 1 billion revenue 2 years earlier than anticipated. Growth is attributed to the government's game development sector. So yeah, you hear me talk about this, how there's regions of the world that have like whole government country-backed funding and programs to promote the game industry and develop the game industry and attract the game industry to their regions and countries. There's nothing like that in North America or the United States. I think Canada has something like that, but not here in the United States. So New Zealand's program is fucking killing it. That's the bottom line. Asia and MENA games market revenue predicted. So we just talked about the United States game market. Here's a similar article talking about the Asia market and the Middle East, North Africa market. That's what MENA is. Asia and MENA. MENA is the Middle East and North Africa. Revenue predicted to grow 60%. Yeah, some more numbers. Maybe a lot of this is attributed to there's a lot of attention in the Middle East because of the Saudi acquisitions of gaming leagues and stuff like that, and becoming a center for esports. It really is. So that contributes. Asia was already a dominant. A lot of gamers, highly skilled PvPers. Anybody who watches esports knows like the majority of top esports players comes from this fucking Asia market. So yeah. Numbers be going up. They're killing it. What else we got going on? More numbers for you. Nobody's making games for the retired people. The growing yet underserved market for gray gamers. Games are overwhelmingly made by and marketed to younger generation, Arguendo says. Meanwhile, this is like the largest demographic right here. Old fuckers. Gen X is the largest fucking demographic. And they got the most money to spend, apparently, so why aren't you fucking advertising to them? Why aren't you catering to them? That's what this article says. We're not going to go into the numbers, but that's what this article says. You don't market to us. You don't make games for us, apparently. I mean, there's a lot of games out there that appeal to me. I play. But this article gets into the statistics and numbers to back up those facts that I just stated. Whether or not you agree with it or not. You can't. Whether you agree, your opinion is not fact. Fact are numbers. And so that's what this the basic conclusion of this article is. Like, yeah. Developers and publishers are marketing to the fucking wrong audience. These fuckers, they're retired and got lots of money. They got a lot of time and a lot of money. You're missing your audience, marketing department. Ooh, what's this called? Pimp? Ooh, I got a section called Pimp. Oh, Valve. Oh, my God. Week after week in the news, Valve. Same old story, Valve. So these are like 3 different topics going on about Valve. We're just going to quickly go over the headlines. A lot of it's stuff we've talked about before. Valve reportedly threatened Ubisoft with a total delisting of Rainbow Six Siege by end of day tomorrow when it tried to sell cheaper on a different platform. What? Valve reportedly threatened to delist Rainbow Six Siege. What? Valve antitrust lawsuit reportedly reveals links Steam owner is willing to go to prevent cheaper prices elsewhere. Apparently, during this whole lawsuit that's going on in the state of New York and in Seattle and everywhere where everybody's accusing fucking Valve of being a gambling company and exploiting youth, the anti-corporation. You can't deny its success, and everybody wants a fucking piece of the action, so they're trying to fucking put the heat on Gabe. Meanwhile, Gabe is just floating on his boat, playing his Steam Deck. I don't fucking care. Valve reportedly threatened. So apparently, during this antitrust lawsuit, it came up that they literally threatened Ubisoft. We will delist your game from our platform if you sell it cheaper somewhere else. But no one else has said anything like this everywhere. And Ubisoft is a corporation. They deserve to be treated like shit. Ubisoft treats its customers and the public and its employees like shit. It deserves to be treated like shit. You're not in charge here, Ubisoft. You're not in charge here. Your income is contingent largely on the sales on our platform. And Steam knows that. So don't be coming in here swinging your fucking dick around like you run this place. But I doubt that's really how it went down. I doubt that's how it really went down. There's nothing wrong with someone selling their product for sale or on a discount on another platform. And that's what Gabe goes to say in response to this. He goes, they can do whatever they want anywhere. You're taking something out of context. Valve, the anti-corporate hero of the games industry, has its antitrust moment. Lawsuits in the US, UK allege the company's Steam store is abusing the market. Oh my God, it's not a monopoly. People can go buy video games anywhere they want. The thing is, everybody's trying to make everybody else is a corporation trying to pay stockholders from profits. Valve doesn't have stockholders to cater to and worry about. You know what I'm saying? If Valve were to have been sold and become a public company, do you realize how expensive games would become across the board? Valve keeps games cheap for us all. Valve's Gabe Newell argued gamers have enormous choice when grilled over Steam's alleged monopoly in PC gaming. Valve does not have a policy or a practice of dictating prices to third-party software developers or other platformers. That's right. They can do what they want to do. We can do what they want to do. I can't help it that they got fucking an army of greedy shareholders and stockholders behind them who want profit over a good product. Gabe Newell comments on Steam monopoly accusations. Here's a good one. Apparently, in a heated meeting, Gabe Newell fucking popped off and snapped on one of his goddamn lawyers. That's right. Let them lawyers have it, bro. What the fuck do I pay you for? If that's your opinion, reportedly, allegedly, one of their fucking attorneys. What the fuck? Yeah. So apparently, these two articles talk about this attorney is apparently not too liberal, and he was saying that adult content shouldn't be allowed on the Steam platform. And Gabe is like, is it legal or illegal? And the guy was just like, well, I don't think. And Gabe was like, well, is it legal or illegal? And the guy's like, well, I don't think. He's like, I'm not fucking asking you what you fucking think. Is it fucking legal or illegal? That's the question. Because it's just like going to a streaming platform to watch a show or a movie, or go to like Kick and watch someone or something. It's up to you. And pornography is not illegal. Gambling is not illegal. It's up to you if you want to take part in these things and look at these things. Just like it's your right if you want to play games or look at games. It's not illegal. That's the basis of this thing. They were having a real life business meeting. The guy was letting his opinions cloud his judgment regarding the facts of life. And it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It doesn't matter if it's your religion or not. It doesn't matter, is it legal or not. That's all that fucking matters. And that's what Gabe is like, I don't look at adult content on the Steam platform, even though adult content is allowed. You can toggle it off, just like you can all the other platforms. And I had a similar conversation on the Kick Talk today with San Marino. I was like, listen, we're talking about clubs. I was like, listen, I don't mind tits and ass. But when I don't want to see tits and ass, I don't like to have it shoved in my fucking face. That's at the bottom line. And when Club first started, the only people that they fucking allowed were fucking thoughts. And it's visible. It was very, very apparent regarding Club when it first started on who was actually approving who. It's clearly that the individuals approving accounts are a bunch of fucking horn dog fucking men drooling over fucking cleavage. Because the feed was nothing but fucking tits and ass, bro. Thought after fucking goddamn thought. And I had to tell this guy, I have never had to block so many people before like I have on Club. And that was because there's so much goddamn tits and ass shoved in my face. They're like, well, don't look at it. I said, I don't want to look at it. It's on my feed. I'm just scrolling nonstop. And just because my finger happens to click the screen while I'm dragging it to move past it doesn't mean I want to fucking look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it means. Just because I click on it to fucking block it doesn't mean I'm fucking wanting to look at it. And I guess because I click on it to block it, it thinks I want more tits and ass, so it just shoves more tits and ass in my face. There is nothing on my block list on Club but thoughts. That is a fact. And so there was this Christian couple. I'm trying to follow this Christian couple. Not because I like Christians, because it's just not tits and ass. And I can't even see them because there's just so much fucking booty, cheek, and cleavage in my face, bro. Fucking furries and shit. And I was like, God damn, Club. This isn't, it was like fans only. Give me money to see more of my cleavage, please. Man, fuck you, Club. And I'm still waiting 4 months to get approved the Club. And I sent them a message. I was like, what? I need to send you a dick pic? Need some ass cleavage or some shit? Because it seems like that's all you allow. Yeah, fuck Club. Seriously. All right. So that's our spiel about Gabe and Valve. The most hated company in the industry. But their customers love them. Their competitors hate them. Their customers love them. How about do what they do? You fucking greedy bitches. Do what they do. Maybe you'll be as successful as they are. Speaking of Steam, a new game apparently broke the Steam store. RPG developer apologizes to Steam staff and all of our players, reported by Games Radar, after their game draws 164,000 concurrent players unexpectedly and starts breaking Valve's marketplace. Yeah. The current situation is the fault of our development team failing to follow Steam's technical guidelines. Apparently, all their items are purchasable or some shit, and so it's a called Taskbar Hero. And it looks like a fun game. It actually looks like a fun game. So basically, it just plays on your taskbar. Like if you're at work or something, you can be playing a game. Even though you should probably be working, not playing a game. It's like a real fucking game on your fucking taskbar. Yeah, bro, check this shit out. It's like an MMORPG or maybe like a fucking, yeah. Look, it just plays on your taskbar down the corner. Look at that. They fucking killing it on Steam, apparently. They weren't expecting it. It's a free-to-play game with microtransactions, and they're fucking killing it, man. Congratulations. We're sorry you broke your store, Steam. It was for a good reason. Killing it. Okay, now we talked about Sony earlier, and we talked about the PlayStation State of Play and how the whole PlayStation State of Play, nobody fucking cared about any of the goddamn games. Nobody cared about any of the games that PlayStation announced. All they wanted was Destiny 3. Ever since Sony has developed that they're not going to make a Destiny 3 and that they're shutting down Destiny 2. And you've heard me talk about a lot how Bungie just has a record of shitting on their employee or their customer base. And it seems like ever since they were acquired by Sony, they've only gotten worse. But I can imagine being placed in that position between customers and a corporate overlord. And it's not that Bungie already had a good reputation with customers before their acquisition by Sony. Their behavior became worse. And last week, I made a prediction. I made a prediction that Marathon is going to get shut down. I'm pretty sure I made a pretty confident prediction that Marathon is going to get shut down, and that's because Sony has no tolerance for underperforming games or companies. Marathon's going to get shut down, and Bungie's going to get closed, and there will never be a Bungie again. This week, Marathon had an update, the Season 2 update. Season 2 update did not go well. Marathon Season 2 suffers rocky launch thanks to rampant errors and bugs. Listen, Marathon Season 2 launch plagued by anteaters, monkeys, and weasels, with Bungie dishing out free gear to say we're sorry for the server issues. During this Season 2 release, Marathon released a free-to-play weekend. All right? And they offered a $15 package during this free-to-play weekend. Marathon free week players who bought the deluxe edition for $14. That's right. Marathon had a deluxe edition on sale for $14 that you got access to the game and bling with the purchase. After the event, Bungie is now saying, oops, we made a mistake. We made a mistake. The game wasn't included. That's right. That $15, $14 you paid didn't really include the game. It just included the cosmetics. What? What? That's fucking... I'm dead serious, bro. Dead serious. Bungie sold a deluxe edition of Marathon for $14 that included bling and the game. It said so on the fucking store page. Now, after the free weekend, Bungie removed access to the game to the people who bought it and says, we made a mistake. The game actually wasn't supposed to be part of that package. You were only buying skins. Why the fuck would anybody buy a skin for a game they do not own? No one does that. You shitty motherfuckers deliberately did this. Nail in the coffin marathon. Nail in the fucking coffin. If you guys were struggling before and you pulled this fucking shit when you were struggling, knowing you're struggling, bro, how fucking stupid do you goddamn gotta be? Fucking nail in the goddamn coffin, bro. Nail in the coffin. Goodbye, marathon. Goodbye. Sony's going to shut your ass down now because all these motherfuckers are going to get fucking refunds. They're going to go to Steam, and Steam is going to have to honor it because Steam will honor refunds in situations like this because they have before regarding PlayStation, fucking Network, and Sony. They did it with Helldivers when you pull this fucking shit with PlayStation Network accounts regarding Helldivers. Fuck you. Fuck you, Bungie. Fuck you, PlayStation, and fuck you, fucking Sony, bro. So I don't even own it or play it. I'm so mad. The audacity of someone to fucking think they could do this, bro. The audacity. The fucking audacity. You sold the game and then fucking removed access and tell people, oops, we didn't mean to sell you the game. What kind of shit is that? Nail in the coffin. Goodbye, Marathon. Goodbye. I regret trying to say anything good about you in the past. Good fucking bye. Bye, Bungie. Bye, Sony. I hope your corporation folds and crumbles. Fucking A. Can you believe that shit? Seriously. All right. Subnautica 2. Still in news. A lot of articles about the same shit. Similar story. If you've been following the Subnautica 2 release, it has been a smash hit. Despite the feedback about killing animals in games. So other iterations of the Subnautica franchise, you could kill animals and shit. But Subnautica devs say, well, that's not how we want to go. And people are like, well, you got these aggressive creatures in the game. What are we supposed to do? Subnautica 2 update makes the survival game a bit less chaotic with creature changes, but Unknown Worlds, the developers, still isn't letting you kill them. They're standing behind their stance. They've been standing strong behind it for a couple months now. They're not going to change it. They don't want to be that game. If you want to go kill something, play another game. I agree. Subnautica 2 update kicks off creature tweaks. Subnautica 2 dev addresses misunderstanding around decision to not let players kill predators. It's by design. We did it by design. It was a choice. Misunderstanding, yeah. So I don't know why they got to clarify it. They've already clarified it 3 weeks ago, and they keep saying the same thing every week. But the update is out, and the changes have been made. Yeah. It's a great game. It's a hit. It broke records, its own records. A lot of people playing it. And it always seems like it's the vocal minority of crybabies that says stuff. Because if this situation should prove one thing to you, it shows that there's a vocal minority. You got this vocal minority complaining. Meanwhile, everybody else is content in the game playing. So as a developer, you got to be able to read between the lines. And I alluded to an article a couple weeks ago about a developer saying, yeah, you got to do that. You can't just rely upon this vocal minority. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they just cry. All right. So when you have a vocal minority crying as loud as this and it doesn't coincide with the fucking numbers, you got to take that into account. They'll let you know it's just people crying. Now, their complaints were legitimate and addressed. So the game's still a hit. Yeah, the vocal minority can be powerful, and if you are not an intelligent developer or publisher, you will listen to the vocal minority and make a change. It's not healthy. Hello, New World. Hello, New World's vocal minority that killed the fucking game. Hello, New World. Check this out. Here's a good story. These sports games that were loved and revered just went away. And they're talking about games that were killed because there were so many sports games out there, and basically every new iteration of the sports game or driving game, a franchise made the previous one obsolete. And it's unfortunate. So apparently this new company was going to go make this 3v3 street basketball game, all right? And just as a passion project, because they're saying that, it doesn't really exist in the industry anymore. What happened, the NBA caught wind of these guys because some of them had worked on these other big gaming companies. They're like, wait a minute. When you got the golden ticket when the NBA comes to you. The NBA came to these guys. They heard about their game. They heard about what they were doing, and the NBA's like, let's make it an NBA game. And they're like, what? Yeah, this 3v3 street ball thing you're doing? Let's put NBA players and characters in them, and you will call it NBA. It was originally called just The Run. Now it's called NBA The Run. Street basketball. Can you imagine being an independent studio and the NBA coming to you? Fucking, yeah, round of applause. Round of applause, man. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. That means you're on the right track. So we're winding down the new show right now, and all we're talking about is games right now. As I said, we had a lot of games announced this week, and a lot of these games were announced during the Steam Summer Game Fest here just Thursday and Friday, and throughout this weekend currently going on. And so we're going through some of those games, and I'm going to wrap it up with a big announcement at the very end. Unexpected, just blindsided. Just fucking blindsided. Here's one that Eve Online. Eve Online has been out for a long time. Old-fashioned space combat spreadsheet game. The game looks nothing like this. If you've seen all the memes, it's just not what the game looks like. This is all promotional fucking videos. But I've always said my version of the perfect game would be Eve if you could actually go planet side like a first-person shooter and do stuff on the planets. Because Eve Online does have planetary stuff. You can mess with the planets, but it's like from a global perspective, you're doing things. You don't actually land on the planet. Eve Online, Theaters of War exclusive preview. 3 expansions, 1 universe conflict. So, basically, it's a puff piece to talk about the new expansions of Eve Online. But this isn't just an announcement about Eve Online. This is an announcement talking about how Eve does. The people who make Eve have a game called Vanguard. It's a first-person shooter they've been working on. Well, what they're talking about, they're bringing them both games together. The whole point of the Vanguard game, the FPS shooter, was to have a planet-side representation of the fucking Eve universe. Yes. And to me, that would be the perfect game. I would play that game, but it's not out yet. That's their projected plans. It's not out yet, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So yeah, I love Eve Online. I played it for a while. You've heard me talk about Eve and my experience as a part of the Goon Swarm Federation, as a member in the Karma Fleet. It was kind of like old school RuneScape, and that's one of those games you can like multi-box. You can play different versions of it all at one time and stuff. A lot of people do that. Like you join a corporation that's got like 30 people in it. It's really not 30 people. It's just like 4 people running 30 accounts. So yeah, I like hearing the news that they're going to merge the 2 games. I always thought that's what it was supposed to be, but it was like several years ago. But apparently that's something they're going to be moved forward with. So it'd be cool when it does happen, if it does happen. What else we got? What else we got? Moon Studios Dark Action RPG No Rest for the Wicked launches into 1.0 this October, right? I have this game wishlisted. It's a first-person kind of ARPG type of game, and this past year they went co-op. The co-op version didn't go off well when they integrated it, but apparently it's fixed now and it's doing really well. The art looks cool. It just looks good, man. And it was originally a single-player story game, and it's on my wish list. I'll probably never play it, but yeah, No Rest for the Wicked. I've talked about it a lot. It's been successful. If you're looking for an ARPG type of game that's co-op, give it a look. Give it a look. 1.0 coming out of early access. Congratulations. New game from Dave the Diver publishers. This is supposed to be like a prequel to Dave the Diver called Pancho the Chef. That's right. So if you were a fan of Dave the Diver, this announced during the Steam's Game Fest. Pancho the Chef. So yeah, I mean, Dave the Diver was a great hit, so we'll see how it goes. Big hit this week, Mina the Howler. If you like pixel games, pixel art, Mina the Howler was a big hit this past week. How many copies did it sell? 300,000 copies. This from Game Informer. Mina the Howler killing it. Killing it. What else was announced? Hell Let Loose Vietnam has been delayed. I know a guy who's been looking forward to it. He thought he'd be playing it like next week or something, but they've delayed the release of it. Hell Let Loose Vietnam has been delayed until August. Shift Up announces... wrong. Let's go here. It's here. Yeah. Kind of blew it. So Hell Is Vietnam has been delayed until August. Several areas identified where additional development is needed following the closed and open betas they had recently, which were well received. Very well received. The game looks good. The huge battlefield 50 by 50 combat. So yeah, they're taking time to tweak some stuff. I used to play games like that, and I used to be really into them, just not into them anymore. Rust had a big update. They have updated their player models, and I forgot to log in to take a screenshot of my Asian man. But there's been memes about this all over Reddit, and I've seen some pretty funny-looking faces. Some of them look good. Some of them just like trolls and stuff. Like this Asian lady over here, man. She's like, "What's up?" Yeah, let me go to... I'm not going to bring it up. Should I bring it Reddit? Rust. Rust, motherfucker, Rust. Rust, bitch. Yes, Rust. Here we go. All right, so there's all these memes about people's avatars. This is what they used to look like. Come on, let's see a good one. Oh, not best. Let's do new. Here we go. Come on. There were so many of them. Oh my fucking God. Old, retired, and tired of your shit. Come on. There were some funny ones, man. They were so good. Fuck. Yeah, here they are. This is what they used to look like. This is what they look like now. The new Rust update. Gotta love it. Another new game announced. Ace Combat 8. If you like fighting sim games and flying games and jet fighting and dog fights in the air, here you go. Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thave. Highly anticipated. It looks good. Single player story game with online PvP. Right on for you PvPers. And of course, Palworld. 2 years later. 2 years later, Palworld launches into 1.0 next month. We had No Rest for the Wicked launching this 1.0. We got Palworld launching this 1.0. It's finally released, Palworld. Everybody's favorite new creature capturing game. What we got here? Stellar Blade. Bro, if you haven't seen the Stellar Blade trailer, oh my God. So Shift Up announces Stellar Blade 2 called Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Literally Stellar Blade 2. So if you were a fan of Stellar Blade, number 2 is coming out, and the trailer was dope. It was dope, bro. I can't bring it up on Steam because it's so fresh and so new. There's not even a Steam store page for it yet. Yeah, Stellar Blade 2 coming out. Another awesome looking single player story game that I will never play. Just don't have time. The final announcement, the final story for the new show today. Out of fucking left field that nobody expected. Nobody expected. Nobody saw it coming. We were hoping. We didn't know. What? Is that a rumor? No, it can't be. It can't be true, guys. It can't be true. That's right. Guild Wars 3. Fucking 15, 14 years later, what is it? Guild Wars. Guild Wars still has about, here on Steam, about 5,000 to 8,000 people playing it daily, man. Guild Wars 3. Coming out. Announced at the Steam Summer Game Fest. It's official. Guild Wars 3 has finally been confirmed. This from Games Rant. IGN. Guild Wars 3 officially revealed. Beta starts fall 2027. That's right. Guild Wars 3 announced for PC and PS5 with a beta coming next year. After 14 years, Guild Wars 3 is finally coming. Guild Wars 3. Guild Wars 3. That's right, guys. So that's it for the news today. That's it for the news. We'll be moving into the next segment of the show where I edit the video and post it to YouTube and show you how easy it is to do. If you like the video game industry news and you like this type of content, you can follow me because I'll post a show. You can watch the show live on Kick. I don't start every show on Saturday around the same time. It's always around noon. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. It's not the exact same time every Saturday. It's just around noon when I get the stream started. So if you like seeing it live, come watch. If you were lurking or whatever, I appreciate the view and the time. I know your time is the most valuable asset you have, and if you want to spend any of it in little old me, I really appreciate it. Or you can just watch the recorded version. And like I said, it's a recap. Some of this stuff has already happened in the past week and may not even be relevant because that's the downfall with doing news content. You got to strike when the hammer's hot.